Well, um, hey, yo, men will have sex with anything. Do y'all realize that? Like men are like the some like I hate some and I just hate to call it what it is. I just got to call it what it is. I be feeling like sometimes like men be like and I guess to some extent the women that like to say that they're men. To some extent, women like to as well, but I think men be like having sex with like like anything. You understand me? And I be confused. I be confused. A great portion of me be confused. Like we're like the shrimp. We're like the bottom feeders. And unfortunately, when you're a man, you just got to accept some of the shit that comes along with being a man. But let's start this shit the way it's meant to be started. Can we do that? All right, cool. Let's do it then. Mike, 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 Mike. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back to another episode of Live on Broadway podcast. Per usual. Let me get the wind beneath my feet, get a little air over here. I got some things going on, some things we need talking about. You get me? Make sure you guys are tapping in with us. Shout out to the YouTube Giants. Shout out to Instagram. Shout out to Clubhouse. Shout out to we got some VIPs here today. We're gonna get to that in a moment. And we just here to bust it up with you guys a little bit. Let me introduce this podcast per usual. Welcome back to another episode of Live on Broadway podcast, where the situations matter more than the relationships. Perspectives will be respected by everybody. You hear me? And if this is your first time tapping in, don't be easily threatened or angered, because much like you, every giant here first started off as a perfect stranger. We asked everybody tap in with what we doing with Live on Broadway podcast. Like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube. Shout out to the YouTube viewerships. Terika, I see you. Make sure you guys tap in and get in tune with what we doing on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and everywhere else podcasts are available. You get me? Tap in with us on Clubhouse, Live on Broadway podcast at @IM_Broadway. Same thing on Instagram at @IM_Broadway. Tap in and get familiar. You get what I'm saying? If you're watching us on YouTube, make sure you guys tap in and get in tune and hit that like button, please, and thank you. If you guys are listening to us on Clubhouse, make sure you scroll to the top. Make sure you scroll to the top and hit that link that's pinned to the top. And respectfully hit that like button. Show your social currency. Now, with that out the way, for you guys that's new to this platform, my name is Broadway the Giant. I'm an accountability coach. I like to make us stand in front of us, make us stand in front of the hard work. You get me? And tonight will be no different. It will be the same. We got some things we talking about. We got some questions that need answers, and I got the right group of distinguished men and gentlemen, men and women in here to stand in front of the hard work. First off, before we pop off and get into the topic, I want to hit a good round of applause to my gang. For we just recently hit 10,000 subscribers on YouTube, and by today, that was yesterday, by today we had 11,000 subscribers. So shout out to everybody tapping in with the podcast and showing your support by way of everything that we doing on Live on Broadway podcast. With that out the way, okay, I have some questions that need some answers. And I got, men are always gonna do what the men do. Look, D's on the phone, and he's really just hiding out. Shout out to Jarvis for standing in front. Today's topic is this: men are used to broken things. That's why he broke you, sis. How to talk to him. We're gonna peel back the layers. You know how we do. We're gonna play a video. We're gonna get commentary by way of it. And frankly speaking, this is one of not my proudest moments tonight. Cause I love being a man, but we have a lot of topics that's geared towards women. We gotta have a lot of topics that's geared towards men, right? So we gotta keep it equal opportunity. So tap in with us, Live on Broadway podcast. I'm gonna play this video. I want to hear how you guys respond to it. And I got my lady joining us tonight too. So we're gonna get some commentary by way of her. And I'm very interested to see how you guys pull this one together. What side of the fence you guys standing on? You get what I'm saying? Everybody pull up, have a good time with us, and live on Broadway podcast. Check it out.
If a man is used to shattered pieces, he's used to things that are broken. Right? If I'm used to shattered pieces, I'm used to things that are broken, which is why it's easy for me to break you. This is, I'm used to broken stuff. I'm used to broken language. I'm used to broken attitudes. I'm used to broken hearts. I'm used to broken fellowship. I'm comfortable there. So when I talk to you a certain type of way, I don't feel like it's wrong.
Wait. Y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Bella, are you picking up what I'm putting down? We're going to have this conversation. We're going to have it entirely. I want to play it back so you guys can get what's happening. You get what I'm saying? I want you guys to listen to what's happening. And understandably, this is probably not one of our fondest moments because to some great extent, and perhaps, I like to make generalized statements, but if it don't apply, let it fly. Or at least give commentary and tell us why. You get what I'm saying? Live on Broadway podcast. Let's run it back. You heard me?
If a man is used to shattered pieces, he's used to things that are broken. Right? If I'm used to shattered pieces, I'm used to things that are broken, which is why it's easy for me to break you. This is, I'm used to broken stuff. I'm used to broken language. I'm used to broken attitudes. I'm used to broken hearts. I'm used to broken fellowship. I'm comfortable there. So when I talk to you a certain type of way, I don't feel like it's wrong because I'm used to shattered things.
Oh, that's right, girl.
You see? And so now many times sisters will say, why does he act like this? I'm used to broken stuff. And so I think a lot of times what we really have to do, learn how to assign the emotion to each piece. You got more than anger, bro. So the thing that is lacking in a lot of proclaimed kingdom men is tenderness. I know you can be tough. What if she wants you to be her pillow, though? Do you know how to assign an emotion to that piece? When she is crying, do you immediately correlate and project on her, that's weak? Why are you crying? Stop all that crying, girl. Ain't no. Or have you learned this means hold her? Yeah. You don't have to say nothing. Yeah. Pillow time. Come on. Because later you want pillow talk, but do you know how to be the pillow when she needs it?
Let's wake it up. Let's come in hot. Tap in with me one time. Brokenness. A lot of men come into situations and they don't have all their pieces together. Hence the reason why they're so familiar with being broken, right? They're so used to coming from a perspective of if it's their upbringing with their mom, single parent house, Black American dad story, siblings, guardians, just a plethora of different situations that men we aren't always holding, right? So we're used to pieces and we're broken and we're trying to move through life. And yeah, we could probably allocate this to women too, but we're making the men stand in front of this, right? Because of what he said. So we come into situations not being all the way complete first, right and exact. You get what I'm saying? We come into situations not being complete and being used to pieces. So we come into these relationships not being whole, and then we start speaking and bleeding over our trauma onto these women, and then they be sitting there like, yo, all right, cool, I'm a nurturer, I'm going to try to put him together. I see his potential, though. The potential is there. I see that he can be better, but he doesn't ever get to the point of getting better. He can get better, but he doesn't ever get to the point of getting better. So he stands in place of pieces. So then he lends those pieces over to you. Tap in with us, Clubhouse. How you guys feel? Instagram, how you guys feel? Tap in, Clubhouse. You first up. How you guys feel about what I'm talking about? What he talking about? Any energy, positive, negative? Tap in with me, Clubhouse. I mean YouTube. I see you. Hit that like button. Tap in with me, Clubhouse, one time. Terica, I see you too. Oh, okay. All right, there she go. I hear you, Angel. Go for it, Quaint.
You know, it's crazy that this is a subject today. So it's the whole it's sad, and I feel like although I hear like a joking type of thing in the I still hear the pain, if that makes sense. Like it's
Yeah.
no, I feel like he's joking about it, but there's still truth and there's still hurt in it.
Yeah. Yeah. Welcome to the stage, Bella. What up, though, Jarvis?
I'll go Broadway. Yo, I feel like dude need to talk for himself. I ain't fucking broke. Excuse my French.
Wake it up.
I'm healthy. I've done the work. I ain't need to do no work, but I still did the work. Nah, I'm chatting. Everything he said was a fact. But I think just the black experience, the black male, female, but we not talking about females, but just the black experience alone, like when I hear my mama's stories, I hear how my grandmother came up, and so we passing on generational, not generational wealth like the small hats, but like black people, we pass on generational curses, you dig? So we gotta
Wake
figure
that
out a
up.
way. We gotta figure out a way before we bring our kids and keep on passing the shit around. We gotta stop and you know, we can't put a band-aid on a gunshot wound. We need to go ahead and really tighten up and heal before we go try to build with somebody and just keep the cycle going.
Bella, one time, Bella, I see you liking Jarvis commentary. Tap in, Instagram, pull up here with me so we can have this conversation face to face. What up, Bella?
I mean, on the male perspective, everything is a woman that I agree with.
Oh man, your service is nervous, Bella. Baby. I think she was saying that she agrees with the male perspective. Something to that extent. I couldn't really hear her. She broke up a little bit.
No, he's still there, mamas.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
my service is bad. I don't know.
it's okay, Queen. It's okay. We'll get you.
My apologies.
Nah, you good. We'll get you in a second. We'll get you in a
Feel like
second.
nobody puts that much importance on.
I got a good Jarvis brought up a really, really good point. I feel like I know we don't want to go all the way to the left with the race thing, but I feel like it is definitely a different type of brokenness. And what I was trying to say is like although he was like joking about it, I feel like uh, it's a lot of men do that. They joke about it, but they really want to be heard. And I think that I find that for myself that sometimes as women we get caught up in what we're going through and we look at our partners and because we see like this stoic figure we forget like yo they they're going through things too. And I think that and I know for myself that I'm trying to be more intentional about creating a safe space and not being like the one who just like I mean of course your man wants to hear you out, but I don't know. I want to be a safe place for my man. And I think that's something that I'm learning to work on myself because, it's always, what's going on with me. But, it's good for them to feel like they can come home and have, and have a place to express themselves.
Sure. Shout out, and shout out. I like that, Angel. I'm joined tonight. I also got Instagram up here. Shout out to the collectors. Tap in one time. Shout out to Queen Bees. What's happening with you, Queen? Tap in one time. How you guys feel?
You know, nice. How are you?
Hey, let me tell y'all a quick story. I know she gonna bug out when I tell it. When I went to England, when I went to Liverpool, shout out to the Aussies, shout out to everybody tapping in, and you know, Manchester.
What?
You get me? We got England we got Manchester tapping in, Liverpool tapping in. You get what I'm saying? Big vibes, big energy. You get what I'm saying? Greetings and salutations to you,
What?
Queen.
You know that.
I miss you. How you been? It's been a while.
I know, man. Long time. How is everyone?
I,
Everyone good?
I love it. I love it. So we having a conversation today, right? What up, collectors? I'm gonna get to you in a moment, beloved. I know you getting out that cold weather. I see you. So we having a conversation tonight about, you know, men are used to broken things. That's why he broke you. You get what I'm saying? We're gonna get to the other part, which is how to talk to women. We're gonna get to that in a second, because old boy in the video woke that up. So tap in with me, Queen. How do you feel? Do you feel like you've ever met a man and he wasn't his complete self? He was broken. He dealt with a lot of things, trauma and whatnot in his past, and he fell into you. And then in the midst of him falling into you and meeting you, now he's letting that trauma and those broken pieces fall over on you. Oh, her service is nervous. She's probably getting a phone call. Collectors, you with me, beloved?
The service is bad.
Her service is nervous. Tap in, Bella.
Okay.
The service is bad. I don't know if it's my location or.
Nah, you're a little better now, Bella. All right. I don't know what y'all got going on with y'all service, but y'all need to get out of wherever y'all are and get there to get. Yo, Cass, what's happening with you, Cass?
What's up, sir? How are you?
What's happening with you?
Nothing. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of your platform.
Oh, thank you.
So I had to tap in. I was like, wait, what's going on?
I appreciate that, Cass. I love what you doing. I know we don't speak every day, but you out here and you working and you got your foot on a neck. You get me? And shout out to you, Cass.
Thank you. This topic is needed. Like, seriously.
We having a conversation, and I need your input on it. Give me 1 second, Bella. Cass, did you hear the video?
Definitely did. And I totally agree with it. There is a lot of broken men out here who break women. Like, I recently got out of a situation like that. And he didn't know how. He was so broken, he didn't know how to accept the love that I was giving to him. Because he was so used to chaos. And he felt like the love and my purity wasn't real. Like, he thought I was not being my true self. So he continuously, because he's broken, he continuously created situations that didn't even need to be created, or chaos.
Yeah.
So it takes first for the person to recognize what they're dealing with and understand that their upbringing wasn't what it was supposed to be, and want to seek the help.
So what did you do in that? How long? First off, let me get a little bit in your business. How long was you in that relationship or situation?
For like a year, for like a year.
For like, how long did it take you to realize that he was used to brokenness?
Probably like 6 months in.
6 months,
7 months
in. Yeah. Just for context purposes, what's your longest relationship?
8 years.
All right, cool. Because a lot of times people will get up here and start pointing the fingers, but they never actually been in a real relationship. You get what I'm saying? So I needed that context. So when you saying it was about a year, a year and some change, that you actually did the work. You actually gone the great distance before. I just needed that context.
Because my previous relationship, for the 8 years.
Yeah.
It was a great experience to where I dealt with a lot, but he had somewhat of a brokenness, but it was something that I could deal with because as women, what are we? We nurturers. We're submissive, and we are strong, and we take a lot. So when I was able to recognize the signs, like pretty much right away, like, oh, how do I deal with it? Do I stick around? Do I go? Or do I give him the same type of energy he's giving me? So because I'm on a very high vibrational level, for me, it was like, there's no purpose of you sticking around. So you got to go.
You got to go. You got to go. Wow. I applaud you. I applaud you for your strength, right? I applaud you for your strength because I jump on this platform all the time and I say, you know, we give up on relationships too easy, but we want a certain thing. You get me? But, you know, there's a difference between being a child and being an adult. And when you're a child, when you're young, I think that's important for you to try to figure it out and move around a little bit. But once you get to a certain age, you got to realize that we can't keep doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result, right? Tap in with me, collectors. Collectors, tap in. How you feel, beloved? We having a conversation. I'm not sure if you heard the video. I want to play the video. I am going to play the video one more time before your commentary. I got my lady joining us. She going to tap in whenever she feels like it. You give me that tends to be the case whenever she feels like it. You get my So I'm going to play the video one more time and tap in with us live on Broadway podcast. Check it out.
If a man is used to shattered pieces, he's used to things that are broken. Right? If I'm used to shattered pieces, I'm used to things that are broken, which is why it's easy for me to break you.
Wake that up.
This is, I'm used to broken stuff. I'm used to broken language. I'm used to broken attitudes. I'm used to broken hearts. I'm used to broken fellowship. I'm comfortable there. So when I talk to you a certain type of way, I don't feel like it's wrong because I'm used to shattered things. You see? And so now many times sisters will say, why does he act like this? I'm used to broken stuff. And so I think a lot of times what we really have to do, learn how to assign the emotion to each piece. You got more than anger, bro. So the thing that is lacking in a lot of proclaimed kingdom men is tenderness. I know you can be tough. What if she wants you to be her pillow?
Wake that up.
Do you know how to assign an emotion to that piece? When she is crying, do you immediately correlate and project on her, that's weak? Why are you crying? Stop all that crying, girl. Ain't no. Or have you learned this means hold her? You don't have to say nothing. Pillow time. Come on. Because later you want pillow talk, but do you know how to be the pillow when she needs it?
We having a conversation. Do you know when to be tender? He said the piece to it that was so powerful was, he said, you got to know how to assign a feeling and emotion to these different pieces other than anger. Other than anger. Tap in, collectors. I'm sitting here with you, beloved. How you feel, beloved? Tap in with me one time.
Peace, King. Peace to the room.
Peace.
Peace on everything. Collectors in the building. I feel like it has a lot to do with for the black and the brown. I think it has a lot to do with how we're educated on how to communicate.
Wake that up.
Our first teachers are at home. Our first teachers are outside in a park in front of the store. Our first teachers are our teachers in school at a very young age. And when you're dealing with these babies and you yelling and screaming at them, that's what they're going to reciprocate. You know what I'm saying? They might cave into you, but when they run into somebody else and they want to get their point across and they want to, you know what I'm saying? They want to be felt. They're going to do what they've been shown. So I say that to say that we have been educated poorly on how to communicate on all levels. Because whether you're upset, the next party's upset, the next party's happy, or the next party's hurting, you have to know how to communicate properly. You know, and we're not taught how to communicate properly, especially boys. We taught with the, oh, don't show no emotion, stay tough, you gotta be stern, you gotta be this and that. So we're being broken before we even meet up with people in life. We're being broken at the age of 6, 7, 8 years old because our parents ain't talking to us properly. Our teachers ain't communicating with us properly. At the store ain't communicating with us properly. You see what I'm saying? And we're running around acting like this shit is a straight up joke when it's not. Because everybody think it's a game until the shit back up when you're 23 years old and you can't function.
So hold that thought, freeze frame. So you're saying that we never really, because of our circumstances, we never really had some, not all, because of some of our circumstances, we never really had, we start off behind, right? I remember we used to play that game, racing, and used to be, I'm gonna give you a head start.
Yeah.
Right? So
I'm gonna give you a crazy quick analogy, Wade.
Go for it.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give you a crazy quick analogy because
welcome, Kennedy. I'm gonna get to you.
It's
Tap
like,
in.
We don't learn in life, we experience. You see what I'm saying?
We don't learn in life, we experience.
And
wait a second. Wait. I'm slow sometimes. I don't want certain things going over people's head. We don't learn in life, we experience. So everything is just an experience. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, that's what you're gonna learn from. You're gonna experience it first before you learn.
Sure.
But I'm gonna give you a crazy situation. I'm not trying to flip it around, but I can only flip it around like this because I'm not the dude that's shattered. So I have to flip it around because I've dealt with a lot of shattered, people. So I'll flip it around like this. It came down, and I have a daughter. Me and her mother were not together when she was conceived. So, a little after her conception or whatever the case may be, we always had talk that we both didn't want any other children prior to us meeting. Now, when we met and she was conceived, her mother had to change her heart. And that's all good. You see what I'm saying? Because that's your body. You see what I'm saying? So, like I said, I'm not that kind of person. But what she told me well, if you wanted me to do that, you should have been meaner to me.
What?
Now, you know how I translated that? That's what you're used to. That's the type of communication you're used to.
The fuck?
So when I didn't do what niggas do, like Shorty said this and that is going on, I'm not picking up her calls. Shorty said this and that is going on, I'm gonna tell her it ain't mine. Like I'm a real nigga. Whatever come in front of me, I'm gonna deal with that shit. You feel what I'm saying? So real men never abandon their children under any circumstances. It don't matter what happens. But the female, you know what I'm saying? She told me, if you wanted me to do that, you should have been meaner to me. You know what I'm saying? That's because in her past experiences, she's basically saying, in my past experiences, when a man wanted me to do something, he showed me it through anger and through
so that's how she was taught how to love.
That's right. You see what I'm saying? And I'm not, listen, my mother's a great person. Yeah. But that's the type of communication she understood. And when she told me that, I was able to understand that because I'm not that type of person. I understand what, how it's supposed to be. That's not how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's the shattered talking.
That's emotional damage.
You see what I'm saying? Right. It's emotional damage. And it didn't come from me. It came from before me. That's why I said a lot of this is going on because we're not taught how to even, communicate properly. And when we get to that point to where we have to communicate properly, that's when it costs too much and we're losing too much as a people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you don't understand this stuff, you don't learn this stuff or experience this stuff the right way, it's going to always be wrong.
Right.
Wow.
And I'm going to stop there, Way.
Freeze frame. We got Jason up here. Jay, I'm going to give to you in a moment. Give me 1 second, beloved. It's a pleasure to have you up here. He don't join every time, but when he does, I know this guy got something to say. So give me 1 second, Jay. We dealing with men, man, and we making us stand in front of the hard work, and I'm not exempt from it, and I'm going to stand in front of it. because I wasn't always this way. And it takes us going through something to get through something to be something. You get what I'm saying? So respectfully, tap in with us. We got Kennedy, Dan Adams, we got Angel Bella, we got Angel, we got Allison up here. Tap in with me. Clubhouse one time. How you guys feel? Collectors was just cooking. Cass was just cooking. How you guys feel about the commentary that they're offering and also the video that I played? How you guys feel? Clubhouse, one time.
Yo, Broadway, Dan Adams, dope stuff, dope convo, much needed. The feedback, what the brother was just saying was on point. And, as he was playing the video, we were having this discourse, not to turn this into Bible study, but I thought the scripture, when I was a child, I spake as a child. But at the end of it, it said, I put away those childish things. And for me, that's an umbrella. And under that umbrella is broken things under those childish things. See what I did there?
Yeah.
So we have to put those broken things away. And that's when we could become a man. You know what I mean? So I just want to add that.
But see, Dan Adams, I want you to say that again for the people in the background that might have missed it. Can you please?
Yeah, when we become a man, we have to put away. Like that's the second part, right? So we dealing with these broken things, right? Where we're used to it. It's around us. But are we just gonna leave these broken things around our circle, around our circumference? How are we talking to people? What are we gonna do with the broken language? We gonna continue in that way? Nah, not for me. We gotta put that shit away, you know what I mean? So once we put that away, then we could become a man and start having, professional discourse like we are doing right now. So that's for the people in the back. One time.
Kennedy, you just joined the conversation. Give me a second, Instagram. Kennedy, you just joined the conversation. How you feel, beloved? How you feel, Queen?
I'm just listening because I'm preparing for Thanksgiving. So I'm just prepping my meat right now.
And listen, let me say this, right? Because we hold women accountable. We make women stand in front of that shit when they be doing the shit women be doing. But we holding men accountable right now, goddammit. I don't want to see too many women on mute. I'm going to be 100 with you guys. I don't want to see too many women on mute. I want to hear you guys hold us accountable, because when we looking at it and we looking at the scoreboard and men start doubling down on women, I don't want to hear the conversation is lopsided. That it's about what men is talking and saying how they feel about women. Yeah, we be saying how we feel about women. But the caveat to it is when when there's a chance for you guys to say how you guys feel, no pressure. I'm putting mad pressure on y'all right now. When it's y'all chance to say how you feel and air out your indiscretions, we want to sit humbly and listen, because that's a part of that's a part of communication, listening. So tap in with us one time. We got Angel and Bella. How's your service? Is it a little better?
Yeah, it's better. It's better. And you know what? Great minds think alike. And I feel like all of us, everybody has a piece of themselves that is broken or shattered. We have to do the work. We have to do the shadow work. We have to evolve. And that's just what I have to say. Everybody here, my service was bad, but I heard all of y'all say something. It's like great minds think alike, because I was thinking the same thing, wanted to say the same thing. And we put a lot of pressure on men. Us women, yeah, they put the pressure on women. We have to be mothers, we have to be wives, we have to be good sisters, good daughters.
Yeah.
But we put much more pressure on men to be good providers. We look at their productivity. We look at what type of men they are. And I feel like some of them, that's why they're broken. Not only that, it does come from our environment, our place of growth, like our parents. We can't blame them because we don't even know how our parents were raised.
Well, see, so Bella, just real quick. I'm sorry to cut your wisdom, Queen. I think as a man, right? And Jay, I'm gonna come to you in a moment, King. I think as a man, I'm gonna speak about myself, and I'm gonna let my story probably transmute to you guys, and you guys let me know if that relates to you. My mom had me at a young age. Let's wake it up. Let's have the conversation, right? My mom had me at a very young age. Mom was 19. 18, 19, I forget which two. The ramifications of having a baby when you're that young, you don't really have any experience. We don't really have the experience as parents when we have kids that's young. Sure, in the moment we think that we're the oldest. We think that we know, we all knowing and all knowledgeable and whatnot, but that's not the case. So when you have a kid that's young, right? When you have a kid that young, the byproduct of it becomes we're doing the best we can with what we have. The interesting part to that is it's not enough. It's not enough. So we become, in my experience, broken from the get-go. You never really get a firm grip on life because you're moving, trying to navigate these emotions, so forth and so on. Now, through the grace of God, we might be able to come into some type of, family structure that is teaching you how to love, but that's not what you was taught at home, or vice versa. You probably was taught that at home, but life experiences and circumstances probably push us past the moment, put us in an uncomfortable situation where our lives is teaching us. All right, my mom taught me how to love, right? But life is teaching me some other shit, and I had more time with life when my mom died. You get what I'm saying? So I had more time living life than being under the tutelage of my mom. You get me? So you live life and you like, oh, cool, now I know how to love. I got to understand it. I've been with a few dope women. I've been in a few dope households, friends and personal family where I see what love looks like. But when you outside and you see some other shit and you stay outside too long, you get cold. That's a euphemism for getting cold. Is a euphemism for being put into bad spaces where nothing good gonna come out of it. You get what I'm saying? So I'm losing my point. So before I completely do, I'm gonna rest my mic. Before I rest my mic, I just want to say we have to realize we have to do the work ourselves. Nobody's going to do it for us. I said this earlier in other clubhouse spaces where a lot of times we grant and give pardons and boundaries. I put a boundary on Cass, on Jay, on everybody but myself. We got to put boundaries on ourselves. I'm too good of a person to, figuratively speaking, Cass, I love you, to be around Cass. I'm too good of a person. That doesn't serve me. It takes away from me. I'm gonna rest my mic. I got a lot to say on this topic tonight. I'm just scratching the surface. Jay, tap in with me on Instagram. Then we'll go around. We got married. Listen, tap in.
Any feedback, or am I coming in clear?
Yes, you coming in loud and clear, beloved.
Okay. Let's speak about the male accountability. The question is, are men used to broken things? Well, yeah, because unfortunately we are taught to court broken women. We're not taught at a young age how to court a feminine woman. We're not taught at an early age how to actually build and procreate and exist with a feminine woman. We're taught at an early age how to deal with a broken woman's emotions. We're taught how to deal with a broken woman's emotions and turn it into lust. We're taught how to finesse. We're taught how to be stepfathers before we even know how to be fathers. We're taught how to deal with broken things before we actually are ever taught how to deal with healthy, mature, feminine women. And yes, we could complain about the lack of femininity in women, but at the same time, most men wouldn't know how to court that if it came in their place anyway. And if a woman is truly resting in her feminine, I've seen it many times, a lot of men don't know how to truly not get on her level, but entice her. The same way that a lot of women don't know how to be a muse for a man, a lot of men don't know how to truly build with a woman that's in her femininity. And so we can't keep saying that we crave femininity if we can't give them the grace to understand that they don't know what it is yet, because we haven't had examples of it. Just like we haven't had great examples of masculinity. And if you can point to some great examples of a black man being masculine and a black woman being like resting in their femininity that wasn't coming from Hollywood, please let us know. But that's the shit. We don't have any great examples. We don't want to have the conversations that, you know what, man, our grandparents really wasn't shit. Our parents really didn't know what the hell they were doing.
They don't want to have that conversation about their parents being shit. They don't want to have that conversation about their grandmothers not. God damn it, I can't even find the drop fast enough. They don't want to have that conversation. Jay, you on fire, boy. Go ahead, keep cooking, please.
The last thing that I'll say is, look, we have to give grace, and that's men and that's women. I think we all have been brainwashed by whatever you want to call it. You want to say we've been brainwashed by this or white person. Clearly, we don't know how to truly build together. So everything that we think we know, we really need to just kind of purge that out of our head and come together and be willing to accept that we're all learning how to do this. For example, if I'm trying to date the woman below me, and if I say, okay, well, I need to give grace. She might be a bigger size, but maybe I know this, so I will bring what I know in my masculinity, and maybe she can see part of that, and that becomes a muse for her. And then maybe she's super financial and she has these other tribes. And I'm like, okay, I have nothing. We have to be able to learn from each other, but at the same time, stop judging each other. And that's the problem, because in the basis of our community, we are taught at an early age to be so roasting and dozens, and that don't make sense. Let me make fun of that. We are used to dealing with broken people in general as a community. And the last thing I want to say is that we also love to take something that's beautiful and make it ugly. And we have to stop doing that with the way that we live our love lives. If I see a woman that's like, wow, she's this and she's beautiful, deep down psychologically, for a lot of men, you want to take that beautiful flower and make it ugly. You want to make that beautiful flower an ugly thing. Why? Because that's part of the demonic mentality sometimes that men have. You want to take this angel and see how evil you can make her.
I agree with him. Yes.
Wow. Babe, whenever you want to jump in, feel free. I know we've been chatty patties, and I know you've been patiently waiting. Babe, do you have any commentary to add? I know we've been listening to a lot of everything and a lot of everybody, and I'm very interested to understand your get a bit of your commentary on this. How you feel, babe?
I think the last statement that the gentleman said was a bit triggering about taking like gentle flower as far as being a feminine woman and breaking them, because far too many times, at least me personally in my younger years, there are men that prey on the feminine women, the ones that may seem like damsels in distress or a little bit more sensitive, that aren't as street edgy. And so you want to introduce us to this lifestyle that you have, which is super hard, come from maybe a broken family. You might have baby mamas, or you're around domestic violence, and you want to sprinkle a little bit of that in a new person's life and expect them to accept those type of things. And so if you're already a healed woman and you've went through your therapy and you've went through different experiences, why should I have to deal with all the broken pieces that you're bringing to me? We all have a couple of things, like everyone's saying, that are broken, but when someone's bringing to you a whole bag of puzzle pieces and you know you have a few things here and there, they cannot judge you if you don't want to come into their world with all of their shit. Like, no, thank you. I'm sorry that you're going through this. I can definitely be a nurturer and help you with some resources, but I don't see it as giving up if I'm mentally not prepared to deal with all of the broken pieces that you are bringing to me because previous women have allowed you to come into their lives and do that to them. That's all. You
woke up on the right side of the bed, didn't you?
I did.
And that's when we have to protect our energy, and some of us don't do that.
Shit.
It's true.
I do not want to make myself uncomfortable to make another person comfortable. It is what we have to set healthy boundaries for ourselves.
Give me 1 second, Bella. Marilyn, tap in with me, Queen. You know, it's always a pleasure to have you. You know, we've had some great moments on this podcast together. You get me? So it's a delight to have you, Queen. Tap in with me one time. And also, before give them context, let them know who you be around these streets, okay? Let them know.
Can you hear me?
Loud and clear, Queen.
Okay. Well, it's Dr. Marilyn Certified.
Hello.
That's what you were talking about.
Wait, let that shit sit right there for a moment, god damn it. I love to hear it. Wake it up. Now, please, bless us with your energy.
So the first thing that
what kind of doctor are you?
So I have a PhD in social work. So, and I'm a psychotherapist as well.
I'm gonna put my pinky up on this drink. You hear?
Well, so listen. The first thing that I thought about with this topic is by one of our ancestors, Frederick Douglass. He said it's easier to build strong children than broken men. And you know, we've heard that before. Unfortunately, I believe that this is a product of hypermasculinity among, you know, our Black males, and how they were raised. It's like they have been fed a diet of bravado, been fed a diet of, you know, toughness, and not being able to show that vulnerability. And, you know, it starts if we, I guess the good part about it is, or what we can do to change, because I'm always about solution focus, is to, you know, we have to start with our young males. And all of us, and brothers, we need you all to, you know, you guys need to be mentors to these young men so they won't grow up to be these broken men who don't know how to connect with women, and, you know, give them an example. Yeah. You know, to start as, you know, young, because a lot of times, you know, a lot of our youth, I mean, they are all about this like hard life, and they're not, you know, it's like being vulnerable is like, you know, not the blues. Even, I mean, it's not the business. Even like if you think about, because I have two boys, and, you know, luckily they're, you know, I've done, me and their dad have done what we needed to do to make sure that they're balanced. But I understand everybody doesn't have that, right? And so, but even like going to school dances, they don't even dance anymore. Like they don't even, you know, they don't even have slow, you know, you know, they don't even know how to be emotional or anything like that. You know, it's all about this hard rap,
exterior,
hardcore, and those are those examples. And then we just got to do a better job. And I love what the brother down below, I don't know what your name is, sir, but I love what you said. You said we have to show each other grace, and I 100% agree with you. We need to show each other grace, and I land my plane.
Tracy said, "Is the boys and girls club still a thing?" I don't know. Is it? Do you guys know? Is that still a thing?
Yeah, it's still a thing. Yeah,
it's still a thing. Shout out to Miss V.
It got cut a lot actually in the last 6 years, and they also cut down the funding for a lot of job corps, which used to help a lot of Black men who either dropped out of high school, and a lot of Black women. They cut a lot of the funding that used to be job corps and trade schools and things like that of that nature. Wow. Yes, Boys and Girls Clubs are there, but it's not the same like it was for us in the 90s and early 2000s.
So listen, right? What I want to do after that amazing commentary provided by the Giants, I want to have the conversation. I'm going to play the video again. What up, Miss V? I'm going to play the video again, but this time I want us to listen differently, because I heard something, and I'm not sure if you guys heard it. I'm going to play the video again, and I want you guys to listen a tad bit differently, because we're going to make the transition from men are used to broken things. That's why he broke you, to how to talk to women. Okay? Tap in with us live on Broadway podcast. Listen clearly. I want you guys to listen a little differently this time.
If a man is used to shattered pieces, he's used to things that are broken. Right? If I'm used to shattered pieces, I'm used to things that are broken, which is why it's easy for me to break you. This is, I'm used to broken stuff. I'm used to broken language. I'm used to broken attitudes. I'm used to broken hearts. I'm used to broken fellowship. I'm comfortable there. So when I talk to you a certain type of way, I don't feel like it's wrong because I'm used to shattered things. You see? And so now many times sisters will say, why does he act like this? I'm used to broken stuff. And so I think a lot of times what we really have to do, learn how to assign the emotion to each piece. You got more than anger, bro. So the thing that is lacking in a lot of proclaimed kingdom men is tenderness. I know you can be tough. What if she wants you to be her pillow, though? Do you know how to assign an emotion to that piece? When she is crying, do you immediately correlate and project on her, that's weak? Why are you crying? Stop all that crying, girl. Ain't no. Or have you learned this means hold her? You don't have to say nothing. Pillow time. Come on. Because later you want pillow talk, but do you know how to be the pillow when she needs it?
I want to have the conversation and talk about how we speaking to our women. I want to have a conversation as men, ladies, and I want to have that conversation with you, Jay. I want to have that conversation with every man that's within the sound of my voice. And more importantly, a byproduct of communication is always what? Listening. I want to listen to you ladies. And I want you ladies to tell us, how do you want to be communicated with? And I'm going to be honest, a safe number is always 7 when people give the 1 through 10. I don't want you guys to give safe numbers and safe commentary. I want you guys to give us the business, right? Because a lot of times what happens? When it comes time to communicate something, women always, I don't forgot my thought that fast. I want you guys to make us stand in front of the hard work. Right now ain't no time to be politically correct. Right now is the time to vent and let us hear you the way we're intended to be, the way you guys want us to hear you. I need that. The men need that. This ain't about being soft and pink. This is about being blunt and direct. I yield my mic to you. You know what? Tap in with me, Jay, since you're the only male I have up here, and then I yield my mic to the ladies, respectfully.
Okay, like I said, I want to be quick because the lady below me has been mad patient. So this conversation is definitely great. It's definitely one that needs to be had with more people. And the last thing that I'll definitely say is, again, we've all been taught wrong with what we think love is. We all don't know. And I think we all just come to the table and just say we all know nothing. Like Erykah Badu said, the man that knows nothing knows that he knows nothing. The man that knows something knows that he knows nothing at all.
At all.
Who almost butchered that Badu? Almost lost my.
They was going to kill you in the comments if you did.
I pulled it together. But I think that it's important. And I think that, again, once we as a community can say that none of us know anything, let's figure out how to build this. Let's learn from other communities. Let's think outside the box. Let's figure out the bigger picture outside of vanity, outside of the things that we think that we want, and focus on the things that we need. We need partnership. We need fathers. We need mothers. We need mentors. We need community. So let's focus on community. Let's not focus on the vanity. Let's not focus on the swag. Let's not focus on the entertainment, because that's what we are as Americans. We're the entertainment for the world.
Yeah.
Let's put it in house. We're entertaining people anyway. Let's go ahead and put it together. Let's go ahead and stop putting our money into Hollywood. Let's go ahead and stop tap dancing for the world for a few years, figure out a real infrastructure, and then come out the cocoon as the people that we want to be.
Yeah. Yeah. I love it. I love it. I love it. One time real quick, I need everybody, if you're watching us on YouTube, if you aren't watching us on YouTube, Broadway the Giant, if you're listening to us on the podcast, if you're watching us on YouTube, Broadway the Giant, hit that like button, please, and thank you. Show your social currency. Drop a super chat, add some color to that comment section, please and thank you. Cash apps are available. Get a brother a cup of coffee. We having a conversation because we doing the work. You get what I'm saying? Broadway the Giant on YouTube, and tap in with us. I yield my mic to Allison, Bella, and Angel. I come right back. Instagram. Give me 1 second. Angel, Allison, Bella, tap in. How you guys feel? How do you guys want to be spoken to? Babe, you can jump in and hold on. Baby, you can jump in anytime you want to. Okay? Okay. Listen, I'm trying to go to sleep at night, not on the couch. So I gotta, you get what I'm saying? I gotta make sure I do right. Cause if a so cake fly and hit me in the head, y'all know where it came from. Allison, you said what, Queen? Hello?
I didn't say anything. That was Bella speaking.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Bella. Thank you, Allison. Bella, you said what?
I want to be talked to from a place of understanding, from a place of calmness, peace. Not everybody listens to understand.
Sometimes it's important to let the silence just sit there, right? You want to be spoken to from a place of understanding. Not everybody knows how to say that last part.
Listen and comprehend what the person is saying, or try to understand what the person is trying to communicate. Some people are very egotistic, especially men, so they don't understand what you're trying to communicate to them.
You see, my energy tonight is not to worry why men are egotistical. Because instinctively, I was going to say, well, why you think that? But tonight, not that energy. It's not about the why. It's about, this is how she feels. Respectfully, this is how she feels. This has been her experience with us men.
Absolutely.
I give you no pushback. Not one, none. Angel. If you were finished, Queen, Angel. How would you like to be spoken to, Queen?
You know, it's crazy. I want to be opposite. I'd like to be heard. How about that? Like, listen, definitely want to be spoken to nicely, but I think and part of being spoken to a way is as having a partner listen as well. So definitely want a listening partner, and I want someone to speak to me. Yeah, talk to me nice, baby.
Nice and respectfully, absolutely.
1 second, God damn it.
What would be her perfect ratio for speaking, and like she wants to speak maybe 70% and have a guy that's like speaking 30. Like, what would be her dream ratio?
Well, Angel, what would be your dream ratio?
Of listening to speaking?
You said you like to speak. I get that. That's no problem. Like, what would be your dream ratio? Like, for, I think my man should only kind of be speaking maybe 20%, and I get to be like, what would be your dream ratio?
That's a great question.
Wow, that's a good question. Actually, I'm an intellect, so 50-50 for me. I love that shit turns me on. So I would love for a man to talk to me. Yeah, 50-50.
Okay. Just 1 second, God damn it. We got a badge on Instagram. Shout out, wake that all the way up. I appreciate it, God damn it. Thank you, Trey. Thank you, Trey. I appreciate it. So you saying 50-50. I mean, 50% of the time you speak, 50% of the time he speaks, you listen, y'all trade places. How do you feel about that, Jay?
It sounds good. I don't believe it, but it's okay. It's okay. Hey, sister, I love you. This is a safe space. But I do feel that naturally, it's usually 70-30, whereas my grandfather always said, get a woman who's naturally funny because they're going to speak no matter what. So you got to get a woman that's going to be funny, because
I
if
never
you
heard
don't
that
get one
before.
that's funny, you're going to be miserable. So, yeah.
Shout out to your grandfather. I like that. Get a woman that's funny because they're naturally going to speak.
That's a good one.
Babe, you be thinking you funny. I don't know why. You be
Hey, there's nothing worse than being with a sister that ain't funny.
Nah, that's a fact. That's a fact. I be laughing sometimes. The other time I be confused, scratching my head, like, why is she joking on me? Veronica said, don't tell me what I like sexually and that don't tell me what you like sexually and that you know. Be open to understanding that I want to experience new things without your ego being hurt.
Does that mean new penises?
Whoa!
Sorry.
Oh man, Veronica, you ran right into that one. That was funny. Tap
Did he say
it.
penises?
But Veronica said she wanted to be able to experience new things without your ego being hurt. So Jay asked the anyway, that was a fun pun. Tap in with me. Cass, how would you like to be spoken to, Queen?
Hi.
Honestly speaking, the way I like to be spoken to is respectfully. Like, so I want somebody to respect me. I want somebody to listen to understand. And I don't want someone to basically like shun my thoughts and my feelings. Because a lot of times men out here, what they do is they judge you off of other women. Oh, well, she don't like this. Oh, well, she would do this. But it's like, what about me? You need to learn me. You need to learn what I like.
Mm.
So I want someone that's going to listen, to understand, and then react.
She wants somebody that's going to listen.
Has that been hard to find?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes, very hard.
Well, interestingly enough, right, Jay, and excuse me if I'm reading into your question wrong, but you feel as though that shouldn't be hard to find. Like, that's pretty simple, correct?
It shouldn't be.
Yes, but I keep forgetting I come from a bartender standpoint. So the whole knowing how to listen to what people are saying and then respond is actually something that in our community we actually do lack. So I have to remember that.
You know what's funny? This is about your point, right, Cass? I'm coming to you in a sec, man. A lot of times the right thing to do, the thing that like if I'm Jay, I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be there at 8:30 sharp. A lot of people don't show up on time. So it becomes the thing that you're supposed to be doing, the thing that's right there for you to be, because you said you was gonna do it, you don't do it. So it makes the people that do exactly what they say that they're gonna do, it makes them an anomaly. So that goes back to what Cash just said, like, in your question, like, yo, you find that hard? She like, believe it or not, I do. So the man that shows up as for Cash that's doing exactly what he said, she gonna be like, man, that nigga only doing what he said he's gonna do. Marilyn, tap in with me one time, Queen.
You got a perfect point. It's like if we go to the barbecue scheduled on time and then we looked at like we crazy.
Period.
Right.
Tap in with me, Marilyn. This is crazy. It's insane. But I'm listening to you.
Okay. I was just going to say, when you replayed the audio, I was thinking about one thing that I did miss that he said. In my opinion, what I missed was he's saying we need to be comfortable, or men need to be comfortable in sitting in their feelings, whatever those feelings are. If they are just, so that's the part that I picked up on that. And then also what I need from men is in regards to communication. Sometimes I just want to, the most important thing, I mean, I agree with all the other ladies that spoke. But one thing that I didn't hear that I need is I don't want you to fix my problems. I just want you to just listen to me. Sometimes I just want to it doesn't, because men, you guys are, and that's one thing that you guys are so brilliant at, but not everything needs to be fixed. Sometimes I just need you to hear me, let me talk about what happened at work, or, just whatever. I just want you to just listen to me. I don't want you to solve the problem. Just listen to my problem, and then we good. That's it.
So I don't even need to write it down because I didn't want to interrupt you. But what we're listening to, Harry, what's happening with you, Harry? What we're listening to, right? Men, is different women tapping in and saying different things. I'm gonna come to you in a second, Allie. I know you didn't tap in. Pardon me. Different women are saying different things. That tells me, one, obviously, all women not the same. But what it's also telling me is that you ladies want the opportunity to just be yourselves and have us receive that by way of however that look. Right? Oh man, I had something I wanted to say. It's gonna come back to me. Allison, how you feel, Queen? You have something to say? Babe, I'll come to you in a second. How you feel, Allison?
So the question is, how do I want to be spoken to?
Yes, Queen.
I want to be spoken to in a way that is indicative of the love that you have for me. I want you to speak to me.
God damn it. When they start using words like indicative, you know she on fire.
I want you to speak to me as if you're speaking
Indicative.
to your mother or possibly your future daughter. Because the same way how you could possibly make me cry, somebody may make your daughter cry. And you don't want that to happen. So understand that that can and will happen in the future or present day. So pay attention, watch your words, listen, not just with your ears, with your heart. And also, if there's a moment that I may need to be comforted, don't say, why are you crying? Say, how can I make it better? Sometimes it is just listening. You don't have to fix everything. Sometimes I do just need an ear because I would like to be the same thing to you. I would like to be that safe space for you. So it's not just a take situation, it is definitely a give situation. If you provide me a safe space, I can do the same in return.
Wow. Well, you said I want to give you a hug right now, Allison, because you goddamn it, you sound like you. I like that you said. I like that you said, same thing that Madeline said about, it's not always about fixing things. Instinctively, men, we're fixers, right? We're protectors. We're here to protect you. We're here to pour into you. You get me? But I'm also hearing that you guys don't always want things to be fixed. You just want to hear things, right? And you just want us to hear what you guys have to say and how you guys feel. Interestingly enough, I posed this question to everyone that spoke this evening because we're about to enter final thoughts. But right before we get there, one last question. Podcast wouldn't be complete without it. Are you all exuding the energy to your significant others, or are you ready to exude that energy to your significant others that you guys want? Before we jump off the porch and we say things like, absolutely, I've been waiting, and bitch, I'm telling you, before we jump into that bag, just think about that for a second. Because sometimes we want things that we aren't ready to give. We want things that we aren't always ready to give. So I'm gonna go around one time for the one time. I'm gonna start with you, Bella. Are you ready to give what you expect? And no shade. Listen, we being accountable here. Tap in.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm still working on myself, so I'm not.
That's real. She said, nah, I'm not. I'm not ready to give what I want. Perfect drop for you. Kept it short and sweet. Angel, Allison, one time.
Yes, I am. I actually had this conversation not too long ago, and I asked, what is it that I can do to make things easier for you? And what was said to me was, you already are, you're listening. So, I appreciated that because that's what I like to do. I like to listen and try. I also, come from a space of always trying to fix, like like it was mentioned, like men. So, I tend to be a fixer as well. But if something's needed, then I'm able to do that, and I do expect people to do the same thing for me. It's not always the case, but I do extend that, and that's just who I am, and I'm ready to receive it just like I give it.
I respect it. I respect it. Angel, one time queen, are you ready to give what you want?
Absolutely. Yeah. I think first I'll say I don't think we will all ever get to like a totally healed place, but I think that I'm at a place enough to know that I'm worthy of things and demand things that I want, but also knowing that um, I have to be healthy as well. And one big thing, and I'll say this, is that holding each other accountable. I think we have to we if we love somebody, we have to hold that mirror up to them and hold them accountable and say, hey baby, go get help, or and not just try, just be supportive. Yeah, I think I'm ready.
Terrico on YouTube said, I just want to feel safe, secure. Just hold me in your arms. Instagram, anybody that shout out to Bougie just pulled up. Broadway the Giant on YouTube. Please make sure you guys subscribe. I yield my mic to you all. Instagram, tap in. I'm gonna go counterclock. Well, I don't even know what that even means. Tap in with me, Marilyn.
You are hilarious. Um, yes, yes, absolutely, yes. I have been. And I guess one thing about me is a little bit unique is because I'm a therapist, right? And so a lot of times, when with me being in a relationship, I appreciate my person for not just allowing me just to be normal. And I can be vulnerable, and I can be vulnerable, myself. And so, and that I don't have all the answers either. And it's okay. And he allows me to have that safe space. He allows me, and he knows that sometimes, hey, I don't have all the answers. And it's, that I just allow him to be who he is. And I think our communication is exactly where it needs to be. So,
I like
yeah.
that you. I like that you said be normal, and you don't always have the answers. That like spoke like to me, right? Because a lot of times our significant others expect us to have all of the answers, and I'm human like you. I'm trying to figure this out like you are. I'm trying to figure it out like you. I don't know, but if you give me enough time, I either know the people that know the answers, or I probably know the answers, or babe, we can figure this out together. You get me? And the be normal part is important because my normal to your normal to the collectors and cast and everyone else, the viewership, Terica, Lolo, Precious, everybody else, their normal might look different. So we just generally want somebody to accept us for who we are. Accept us for who we are. Cass, tap in on the back of that, Queen.
I pretty much agree with what everyone was saying. One thing I do want to add is I lost my train of thought.
Nah, it's cool. I was trying to figure out, did it freeze? Did the reception go bad?
Right, no, repeat the question again.
No, it's cool. It happens to me all of the time. Just pretty much what you want, are you willing to?
Oh, you said, am I ready?
Yes, to give.
I feel like I've been ready when I first started dating. The problem is the people that I've encountered and that I chose. Damn. Because I'm not even just going to blame them. I'm going to blame myself and my upbringing, because minorities are not taught to get in a relationship, marry, and y'all develop together. It's more of weigh your options. So a lot of times you go through life experience with different people, and you have to deal with different emotions, different mindsets, and then you have to figure out who you are, all in that chaos. But I feel like if you are with one person and you grow with that one person, you become who you're supposed to be as well as that person, and y'all grow together, and then you have to just deal with that type of emotion.
That's good, sis. That's good.
Thank you. I genuinely feel like that.
I love being black. I swear. I swear. I'm sorry. I just had to add that shameless plug. I love being black because you guys, like, I don't know what anything else is, and you guys are smoking, just being able to share how you feel. That's hard. Don't take that for granted. What up, Bougie? I'm going to get to you, Queen. Just sharing how you feel is hard. Because we wasn't taught how to feel. We was taught how to do. Baby,
and sorry, I'm sorry. Just to add that, like what the guy on the video said about being in your emotion, like I was mentioning in my last relationship, my father died. And the guy did not know how to deal with emotions. And it broke me that my father passed and I was on the floor crying. And instead of the guy consoling me, he was like, he got up and he was like, oh, I'm going to work. I'll see you later. And left me there on the floor crying. But I couldn't blame him because he didn't know how to deal with the emotion because he'd never been in that position. So
but here's the thing, right? And this is a fine example of our black women exuding grace past the point of no return. Listen to what you just said. It wasn't his fault because. What's your pops? Your pops coached the team. Like, your pops ran the neighborhood. Like, I know. Real life. Like, I know. Get me? And the only thing he could do, and what you're saying inside of, you're offering him grace. But this is the black men. I'm just speaking man to man, right? I don't know who I'm speaking to, but you need to hear this, right? Our women offer us a lot of grace, past the point of a lot of times what we actually know. They conceal and keep their feelings. They do this. We do this. Right? We explode, they implode. So it comes a point in time where I'm going to challenge every woman that's listening as well. Only under the right leadership, though. Please let some of that out. Because the longer you ladies hold it in, the longer you conceal how you feel, I hate to even wake it up and say, unfortunately, you're going to end up finding the right man and you're going to end up being the wrong woman for him. Just a harsh reality. Baby, do you have anything to say before we go into final thought? Oh, wait, I also got the collectors in here. So I'm going to give it to you, babe. Then I give it to collectors. You know, I got to end with the best woman. Hello?
And Bougie.
And Bougie. Hello, Bougie. My bad.
Hey, bougie.
No, babe. Do you have any commentary to lend to how would you like to be spoken to? And I'm listening. Hello? Fuck these headphones. Hello?
I think most importantly, I know Allie has said she wanted someone to speak to her as if she is a mom or daughter, but I kind of feel the opposite in a sense. I would rather the person speak to me by knowing that, who I am. Like, I am a mother, so speak to me like I'm a grown person.
Wait, babe. You said the person. Who's the person?
You.
All right, can we say me the fuck? Who that nigga? Bring that nigga to the hello? No, I'm sorry. Go ahead, babe. Who that nigga?
Right. Speak to me, in a way that you understand that I am a mother. Yes, I am a daughter. Yes, I am a friend. Yes, I am educated. I'm not naive and I'm not a child. So it's just more so you can use kid gloves depending on the situation and the sensitivity of something, but not be undermining or condescending. Go ahead, write that down.
Undermined.
Want me to spell condescending for you?
Yeah, I don't know how to spell that shit. Condescending. Conda what? Conda tired of spelling this shit.
C-O-N-D-E-S. That's all I gotta say, babe.
C-E-N.
Oh my! Somebody mute her mic, please. Why you want to impede? I'm trying to have my little boo thing. You hear me? I'm trying to exchange a little commissary. Yo, commissary.
Don't speak to me like I'm commissary.
Commissary. Holy shit.
I need you to put some money on my books.
Oh my God. Not commentary, commissary. Oh my God. Jesus, Mary and Joe. Collectors Homes. Tell me something. Tell me something good. Tell me.
What's up, Ray? Man, we just gotta start with ourselves, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody up here seems to be in tune and understand what's going on from different angles. So I feel like everybody that's in tune with it, we should definitely be molding our family and our friends, in that direction. You know what I'm saying? That's as far as how men deal with women, the thing the brother was saying on YouTube. Now, as far as how I would like to be spoken to, speak to me with.
No, that's not your question. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, that was the women. My fault.
Your question is what are the exercises you are willing to exude to communicate to your significant other? What are you willing to do to communicate to your significant other? And ladies, let me know if that's right on time or not.
If she is on point with me, like I send an airplane across the sky and spell that shit out in the middle of her lunch break. But she gotta be.
So it's conditional.
Like, I need to feel that. I need that motivation. You know what I'm saying? I need that motivation. As long as my woman motivate me, everything is Gucci. And I only like to deal with motivation. Yeah.
So Allison asked an interesting question. She said, "Is that conditional?" Because you led with, "If she's willing to do said."
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, that's conditional. I'm not with it.
Conditional.
Whoa, hold on. She's asking you a question. She's saying, "Why is it conditional?"
Let me finish. So
it was a question. So can I answer it?
Hold on. She ain't finished the question. Go ahead.
Oh, okay.
So my question was, why is it conditional? Because sometimes, and I believe so Music Soul Child has a song that says "Teach me how to love," right? So by the same token, it's kind of like teach me how to speak. So I'm saying that to say sometimes you have to teach a person how to love and how to speak to you. Teach them what you will accept. So if you are willing to listen and or speak to her in a certain way, or even if she does speak to you in a way that you are not you're not partial to or privy to, you can say excuse me, you can say, well, baby, I don't like how you speak to me, or don't talk at me. I would appreciate if you speak with me. That is how you teach somebody to communicate with you. Let them know what it is that you like, what you don't like, and that will open up the doors to having a better relationship with them. And you, in turn, are not going to speak to her in a way where you are reprimanding her, but you're letting her know, hey, this is how I want to be spoken to. So, as far as conditions, if you're not doing it the way how I'm trying to get my point. Let me see.
You want to rest your mic and get your point together?
Lost. I can answer the question already, but I'm definitely
Go
lost.
ahead. Go ahead. Answer the question.
Coming from?
Are you
I'm lost
are you
though, but I can
saying that
answer
if
the
you're
question.
not being
Hold on,
communicated?
guys. I can't hear everybody. I hear
I'm
Bougie,
sorry.
Allison, and Collectors.
Go ahead,
Bougie,
Collector.
hold on. Bougie is trying to reiterate your question so that Collectors could get it. Bougie, go, please.
I was asking Allison if it's talking about the way in which the tonation that is used, and how somebody is spoken to, how it's very, it also, that based on how you speak to somebody often dictates the response in which you get from someone. And so
Well,
talking and
can I?
wait so talking so talking to convey a thought and convey an emotion is different than speaking down at somebody and speaking, just trying, almost like beating them down with what
So,
you're saying,
Can I answer the
if that
question,
makes
Red?
any sense.
yeah.
But I could be wrong. I'm not sure.
They
Hold on,
done
hold on. I just want to be clear because you said a few things, and a lot of times we add extra things to the question, right? So, Allison, what is the question? Allison?
I think Allison's question is
I answer the
more
question.
so
I understand what you
how,
said. We ain't got to
no,
keep.
how will he express in his love language to convey the woman to speak to him, like speak life into him?
Okay,
How would
Collectors,
he
What
go.
I said was, I know how I want to be speaking to. Period. I bring forth a certain type of presence with my children, with my friends, and business and family. I'm 41 years old. If you don't know how to communicate with a human that's on a certain level, me and you ain't got nothing to talk about. Now, you can adjust to my personality and I can adjust to yours. But I'm not teaching anyone that's my age how to talk to a human that sees themselves in a certain space. I see myself in a royal space. You see what I'm saying? So when you speak to me, that's how you have to speak to me. And I'm going to reciprocate that. But if a woman cannot do that, I have no room to find out why. I have no time to find out why. And I'm not wasting my energy teaching you.
So,
At this point, when I was 20, I was 17. But
Thank
at
you for
40, I ain't
answering your
know how to
question.
talk to a king. Because I know how to talk to a queen. I just got to personalize it when I meet that specific queen.
So, I have a question. You're 41, right?
Yes.
Could you speak to if you was in a gas station and you pulled up to a gas station, you putting gas in your car and a lady got a Honda Civic, would you would you shoot your shot at a lady in a Honda Civic?
I could shoot my shot at a lady on foot if she's up. My first shot is coming off the eye. So if you're carrying yourself properly and I'm attracted to you off the eye, your car that you drive ain't got nothing to do with that because you could be the right person. Materialistic things do not have any value to your human existence.
Well, I'm happy you said that. But
my personal opinion.
I think that women. You have something to add? Okay. You sure? You good? Tell your mic down, so. I think that we as men, and maybe this is another podcast for another day, right? But I think we as men, we give a certain amount of grace to women that they don't necessarily give to us. Because a woman that's 41, I don't think that she would talk to a guy that's in the Honda Civic. The little box car. I don't think she would have a conversation with a nigga in a sin. You know what? You know, Broadway. Hold wait. Broadway, I'm dragging it. That's another podcast for another day. Let's keep holding men accountable for what we holding men accountable for.
Can I be honest right now?
Okay.
So the gentleman, the way he was speaking to me, the tone in which
he wasn't speaking to you. He was answering Ali's question.
I was speaking for myself. I was not speaking to you. I was answering a question for myself.
He was answering Ali's question. Okay. He wasn't speaking to you. You wanted to reiterate what Allison was saying.
I wanted to clarify, but my bad for saying that and my mistake. Y'all good. You got it.
All right, listen, what I want to do is I want to enter final thoughts. Y'all know what we do around here, around final thoughts. I'm going to play this video one time, the last time, for you guys to give your commentary and your final thoughts. A lot of times how we start and where we feel instinctively and our point of views, sometimes it's not the way that we end with our point of views instinctively. So I'm going to play this video one more time, live on Broadway podcast. Y'all know how we do around here. Hold on.
If a man is used to shattered pieces, he's used to things that are broken. Right? If I'm used to shattered pieces, I'm used to things that are broken, which is why it's easy for me to break you. This is, I'm used to broken stuff. I'm used to broken language. I'm used to broken attitudes. I'm used to broken hearts. I'm used to broken fellowship. I'm comfortable there. So when I talk to you a certain type of way, I don't feel like it's wrong because I'm used to shattered things. You see? And so now many times sisters will say, why does he act like this? I'm used to broken stuff. And so I think a lot of times what we really have to do, learn how to assign the emotion to each piece. You got more than anger, bro. So the thing that is lacking in a lot of proclaimed kingdom men is tenderness. I know you can be tough. What if she wants you to be her pillow, though? Do you know how to assign an emotion to that piece? When she is crying, do you immediately correlate and project on her, that's weak? Why are you crying? Stop all that crying, girl. Ain't no. Or have you learned this means hold her? You don't have to say nothing. Yeah. Pillow time. Because later you want pillow talk, but do you know how to be the pillow when she needs it?
It never gets old. I yield my mic to final thoughts. I go last per usual. I'll start off with my queen, love of my life, my baby. Babe, final thoughts. How do you feel about the commentary that's been provided this evening? The clip that was played, and what are some of your thoughts?
I think the commentary was really good tonight, as usual. I like everyone's point of view that pulled up, the men and the women alike. I'm glad that everyone didn't switch it to, well, a woman this. We actually stuck to the topic, so that was refreshing. And as far as people with, these pieces and broken pieces, your broken pieces and your therapist can do some healing and bonding. And then when you feel like you can become whole again, then you should seek out courting and dating. And then trying to get to know the person of the opposite sex, same sex, whatever. But until you can start putting those pieces of your life together back and you have someone that you can navigate those spaces with and sit down with a therapist, you should stay far away from vulnerable women until you are healed.
I was told a long time ago, don't look a gift horse in the mouth. Allison, I go to you first before I yield to Clubhouse. I go to you, Allison, first before I yield to Instagram. Allison, final thoughts, queen.
Listening to your partner requires listening with your heart and not just your ears. So if you really care about that person and what they feel, sometimes it's best to just rest in that and to be intentional with how you plan on moving forward. So yeah, that's it.
I love it. Tap in with me, Cass. One time, final thoughts, queen.
even if you feel like you're healed and you're ready, there's always a broken piece within you. So get the evaluation with the psychiatrist or someone that is like legit in that field, for confirmation that you are whole. And once you whole, you need to seek somebody that's whole so you guys can grow together. And that's the only way a unity is going to work.
You know, we're going to get, when I was in school, when I was young and I was in school, I didn't understand what a guidance counselor was. But now as an adult, I understand very lucidly what a guidance counselor is. We're gonna get some of you guys tapped in with Marilyn. Sir Duvon. We're gonna get you guys tapped in with Marilyn because God damn it, a lot of you guys are dogs chasing y'all tails. Tap in with me, Marilyn.
I think that the audio commentary, I believe that they gave us a recipe, and the recipe is that he gave us what we need to do. We understand the problem, which is being broken, and as ladies, we need to hold these brothers accountable, but also, like someone said, giving them grace and just saying, listen, that's not the way. I understand that, you may be broken and this and that, but this is how I need to be spoken to. This is what I need from the relationship. This is how we need to grow. And hopefully, that brother will, do what he needs to do the work if he values the relationship. That's all.
Collectors.
Yes, sir.
Final thoughts, beloved.
It's true what the brother's saying, and like I said, like the sister said, and how I feel, we got to do our due diligence. You know what I'm saying? We got to teach the kids how to do that. The boys out here. You know what I'm saying? And we have to do things like, the reason why I tap in with your podcast on Mondays, because you hear all these people up here talking, I get educated. You see what I'm saying? I get educated through tapping into your podcast. You know what I'm saying? Because eventually I want to be in another relationship. So I need to educate myself on the do's, the don'ts, the things that are healthy, the things that are not unhealthy, because we don't know these things just automatic.
Yeah.
And what she was saying also is true. You got to be careful the way you talk to people, because it just clicked in my mind because I offended homegirl. And I know why I offended her. Because if a person doesn't know me, I have like I come off aggressive, but that's some people are how they are. That's why the name of my clothing is, we make aggressive fashion. But I'm not trying to attack. It's my way of expressing that what I'm saying is my true feeling. But you have to be careful on how to communicate to certain people, because it may give a person the wrong impression, or it may give a person a flashback of something that they don't want to remember. And if you're not trying to deliver that, you got to be careful how the way you talk to people. You know what I'm saying? So it's the brother came right, man. We got to educate ourselves. We got to teach our babies. And if you did wrong before, you just educate yourself how to do better in the future if that's where you're trying to go.
Marilyn and Cash, y'all both, when he was speaking, you guys seem to have had a thought that popped in your head. I'm just very interested to wonder, what was that thought from each of you ladies?
Well, he said, what he said, something that happens like in therapy, and it's like when people are triggered by certain things. And brother, don't call yourself aggressive. That's what they have stereotypically called us, is being aggressive. You're not aggressive.
That's why I said I do that when I want to make a person understand that I'm passionate about what I'm saying.
That's it. And you're just passionate. I didn't feel that you were aggressive, but Hey, but people, like you said, sometimes we have to get caught. We have to stop trying to be victims all the time, because when we do that, we it kind of overshadows what the real issue is. Because we weren't trying, like, and I'm not trying to cause any problems or throw smoke or anything like that. But a lot of times, like, I think it was what was happening, it was deflecting from what the real conversation was or what the topic was. And so then we were going to start focusing on a particular issue. And that's not what we were here to do. We're trying to solve problems. Like, Broadway is really trying to, give us the tools to think and process this. And that's how I looked at it. But what you did, exactly what you said, brother, you triggered something. And you triggered something, and it wasn't anything that you did. It was just something that other person did. And I don't know, sister, if you had the same thoughts or whatever, because that's what I was thinking when you said that. That's why I shook my head.
I love it.
That's what I was thinking too. He was right when he said the trigger. So I definitely.
Final thoughts on Broadway. Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. I come into this podcast 2-3 times a week. I'm excited to be here every time I'm here, right? Hence the reason why we do the podcast and we live based, right? I love it here because this is our small section of the world, which others tap in on YouTube. Shout out to WP Funk. Shout out to Jay, Terica, Lolo. I love this topic because a lot of times I'm an accountability coach. Like I like to make us stand in front of the hard work. I think that when we're talking about, first off, let me take my hat off to everybody here tonight because you guys didn't do the switcheroo, the deflection thing, right? I don't like deflecting. I like to make us stand in front of it. A lot of times when you have a conversation and you do something in your relationship, the woman or the man goes, "But you did this," and we talking about washing the dishes. You having a conversation about something I did 3 weeks ago. Let's stop talking about what I did 3 weeks ago and let's talk about washing them dishes. Because if I'm the person that's airing out my grievances, don't tell me why you did whatever you did that made you leave the dishes in the sink. Let's talk about the dishes in the sink. I appreciate the collectors. I appreciate Bella. Bella said, "Yo, I'm not ready to give, but I'm ready to receive." That was honest to me. And a lot of times I sit here in front of this mic, like the collector said, like Marilyn said, I sit here and I be like, damn, they came to play. And I appreciate every single last one of you guys for being instinctively who you are, being normal, right? Being normal. Sometimes I get in front of this mic and I be doing the extra stuff. And I watch the podcast and I look back and I'm like, what's happening right now? What are you doing? So my final thoughts is more centered around you guys. I think the clip was amazing. I think shout out to Veronica, Miss V, and everybody else that's a part of the that taps in and that's doing the work. Shout out to collectors, Kaz, you, Marilyn. Marilyn still, your last name is bomb.com. No cap. Like, that shit is fly. You get me? I want to be a Devont, a Sir Devont. Like, hello, that shit sound bad and bougie. You get me? Allison, no, seriously, all shits aside. I think that it comes a point in a time as men and women where we need to rest in our masculinity, okay? And Have your ladies rest in your femininity. The point that I wanted to make earlier that I forgot was a lot of times we make these excuses and reasons for resting in, women make these excuses and reasons for resting in their femininity. Oh, I need a man that's going to make me rest in my femininity. That's when I'll start listening. No, it's not him, sis. It's you. It comes a point in time where you need to start looking at you and I need to start looking at me to do the work for me. The topic of the topic of conversation is men are used to broken things. That's why he broke you. I broke my fair share, and I haven't always been who I am now. But through the efforts of having a beautiful woman that's offered me grace, through the efforts of actually going through therapy and standing in front of it and doing the work, this is why when Marilyn, when she gets up here, I'll be excited, right? Because I'll be like, oh, she about to pop that shit that one of these therapists I visited done said. God damn it, I'm excited. I don't know what to do with myself. Palms are sweating and whatnot. You get me? And I get excited because I know she, along with the rest of you all, are going to say something that's going to be pivotal in the development of black people. I love everybody, but I'm pro-black. I'm sorry. You get me? So I thank you guys all for lending your commentary to tonight, to the platform, to others that's going to listen to us days and days after, that's going to listen to us immediately thereafter. You get me? It's not ever any of our intention to offend, but we're trying to get a message across, you know, and only a hit dog going to holler. You get me? Shout out to Allison, Bougie, shout out to everybody that came before, DWI, Jarvis, shout out to everybody that lent their voice. Kaz, Maryland, Collectors, everybody that lent their voice, Terica, Lolo, Veronica, shout out to everybody. Babe, hey, boo, hey.
Hey.
Can't stand you. Shout out to everybody that's tapped in with us tonight. Y'all know my vibe and y'all know my body. It's cheaper to be yourself. Be giant. Boom! Click!
Do you have relationship questions you need answered? Spicy topics? DM us at Live on Broadway Podcast. Have music, products, or an ad you want us to run? Email us at Live on Broadway Podcast. Be sure to tap in. Mondays, 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Live on IM_Broadway's Instagram.